BATJAC J.W. coming to you. Well, it's October and it's Halloween time. And what better than some ghost stories? I bet you didn't know that BATJAC J.W. used to hunt ghosts. A friend that put together a Hawaii paranormal activity hunting team. We actually went out and seek to find ghosts and record any of the evidence that they left behind. Anyway, how this started was a friend of mine was always watching the ghost hunters on TV. Well, he decided to do it himself. And all of us, we just said, why not? So we got together, and he definitely did not go cheap. He had a lot of good camera equipment, this EVP program that would pick up all the voices that you don't necessarily hear, only when you go back and listen to it later. All kinds of mysterious things show up. Anyway, some of the things that we investigated are this house that was supposedly built on a trail that had some weird activities going there. Well, the owners said that their children used to sit there in the living room and talk to nothing. One day they decided to snap a photo of that, and what was there was an old man in a chair talking to their child that was not there. Only there in the photograph. Very interesting stuff. We went on to investigate this house. The owner actually didn't even want to be in there after dark. He had moved out, but he still owned the house. So we set up all of our camera equipment and went upstairs, and strange thing was, when we went upstairs, all the batteries in our cameras and flashlights seemed to magically die. It was never explained. We never knew why that happened. Went back downstairs, recharged up, and went back upstairs. And yeah, we had some weird temperature readings coming up from different sides of the houses, different things making noises in the houses that we didn't even know what was going on. You know, it was interesting. It was fun to do. We never actually caught true hardcore evidence, you know, that would actually prove anything. Well, later we went on and we tried to get a lot of other gigs that was just not exactly lining up. But we finally got into this lady's coffee land, and it was there where she told us that she would witness a headless person walking around, and she actually said that the footsteps on the mats and the pathways were these gigantic footprints, and they were on a stride. They were pretty far apart, and so it meant that this ghost, or whoever this was a pretty large person, and nobody on that farm was doing any work during the times that this was happening. She also said that Mac nuts would fly sideways at people. Anyway, on this we went along and we started to do some set up our simple cameras and things where the activity was taking place, and you know, we had a lot of weird things happening. Mac nuts did fly at us a couple of times, not directly at me, but at some of the other guys that was on the team. And magically, we had down on the path. This is you know, we don't know what was going on down there, but we had incorporated a camera that would face upward, and this is an infrared camera, so anything like living, basically like a person, even bugs that would pass over it, would actually have a solid figure, and you couldn't see through it. Anyway, well, this is, if you can imagine, down the path. We're up here and we're messing around, and one of our guys turned towards the camera and snapped a photograph. Well, we watched a video, and when that actually took place, something passed through the camera, in front of the camera, and whatever it was is translucent. We actually froze it on video, and you can't even really see through it, but you can see us, really. I mean, it's kind of blurry, but you know, it wasn't like a solid thing that there was no, you know, indication of an actual person or something. Whatever this was like a blurry image that kind of masked the scene, and you could actually see us in the through it on top of the hill. And at that point, that was after the picture was taken. Well, the most I could say the frighteningest thing was the image that picture showed right before that happened. Well, right there, right behind the camera, was a fairly tall person. with a full-on beard, and it wasn't one of those things where if you look at it a certain way, yeah, it makes it look like that. No, it was pretty identifiable that it was a person. And in fact, it was so clear that if you were to hold up a picture of somebody and try to match it, you could actually identify who that was. It was pretty creepy. We all definitely was creeped out by it. That was really the first and only hardcore evidence we actually had gotten a hold of as far as the ghosts. Anyway, there's a lot of rich and history of ghosts and strange things that's happened out here in Hawaii to a lot of us, and it's it's hard to deny some of it, rather if you believe in ghosts or not. I think there's some kind of dimension or some kind of walls that separate us and them, and sometimes they get caught in between, and maybe we just don't understand it. Maybe we're not meant to understand it. Maybe they don't understand it. But anyway, I'm BATJAC J.W. That's some ghost stories for you. Happy Halloween. Stay safe out there. I'm signing off.